Tomorrow is the third place decider between FaZe and Complexity. They played a few days ago where Complexity was able to take down FaZe 2-0. I'm going to walk through a few rounds of what I saw and why I think the Complexity kind of played really well, but FaZe was not firing on all cylinders. The first thing is the Complexity had a really good game plan. It could be partly to their prep or anti-stratting. It could be partly because of the strats that they have and the protocols that they employ. There were a lot of lucky moments for Complexity in terms of timing, getting a lot of isolated fights where they caught FaZe off guard and won some duels, and then just FaZe playing sloppy and undisciplined, and it led to some rough losses in clutch rounds, but also some mid-round situations. So starting with the round openings, I've got a few examples here, and I just want to go through them.
4 AK-47s, and you need to pull a huge
So
comeback.
this is already the end of Dust 2, and we get to
FaZe
see kind of like it's just like a big chaotic moment, right? It's a big round opening here, but we're seeing this aggression up cat. We're getting into lower B, a little bait setup here, early fight here. Now they're going to reset. And they actually go down players, and they also lose another player long here. Halzerk's going to get a kill here. So this is like an example of just like how risky and in-your-face Complexity was playing. They're going to end up losing this round. So it's like, it's just an example of the types of openings they were going for. But, you know, they end up losing that round. But they don't always lose. So I want to look at this round. This is an Anubis round on CT side, and I just want to look at how Complexity do this. They get JT inserted into this position. Now this play from A, it's going to be flashes. They want to isolate this fight, go for these kills, and then JT is going to get them in the back, get that kill as well. CXCI doesn't need to go for more stuff here. They already have the advantage, but look at how their reactions are here, right? They constantly move around. They constantly know like what that next move is. They're going to go for the reclears together. The game plan's there. Don't see anyone here. And what are they going to do? They're going to do this little smoke play. This kind of leads into another situation of just like going for these timings, going for pushes through smokes, going for these isolated duels and winning them. And this, it extends. Like this whole round is kind of like an example of all the things I went through. You know? So JT is going to back up here. He's going to re-smoke this. Alicia's going to come. He's going to try to fake this by throwing a molly. But then what's going to happen? I'm showing this because it's going to happen constantly. And I'm going to show more examples of this. JT's just like, this is a fake. I'm just going to push through. We're going to see examples of that. Getting FaZe caught off guard by these like pushes through smokes and pushes on timings and just calling the bluff.
I appreciate it so much.
Here we go. This is like the second gun round that Complexity has in this Anubis game. So going back a few rounds, double flash push from JT. Grim's going to push out solo. He knows Frozen just sits out here alone a lot of the time. They work canals or they work middle a lot. Rain's always outside A main. So they isolate this fight. This could be prep. This could be game plan. But look at how they react afterwards. Instantly, this timing. The smoke comes in at 141. That's like the earliest FaZe could get to this position if they full sprint from spawn. And look what happens. Kerrigan tries to just be like, oh, they're flash pushing out B main. Okay, that means I'm going to go and take this fight on the site. And they just bleed out. Very undisciplined. Bleeding out, pushing through the smoke. JT is ready for him. So Complexity, when they have these openings, they have the double flash. Grim's going to push and go for that kill on Frozen. JT's going to block right behind that. And what's going to happen is they're going to reset. They have that next stage. But I also want to rewind and show what's happening at the same time as this. Halzerk and CXCI at middle. Halzerk comes mid-doors with the op and is going to go peek, and CXCI is holding a flash here. He's going to flash through middle so that Halzerk could go for a fight at middle there instead. So it's kind of like what does Grim see? If he sees nothing, if there's no one here, maybe they're going into Halzerk. Maybe that flash is going to set him up. So they have these layers to it. Beyond just like the fight that we see on our screen, we also see that they're ready for other fights and they're ready to block. Same thing at A main. They're coming and pre-mulling A main at the start of this play because they know that what are the obvious reactions? Like, what are our gaps? Let's make sure that when we do this first play of this flash push, let's plug the gaps and be ready for fights on other parts of the map. Hopping back to Dust 2, kind of just going all over the place here. This is just another round opening from Complexity. They have 2 push lower B. They're going to nuke it with some grenades. They pre-molly upper B, one going long and pre-molling the doors. Another player coming fast cat. And then they reset off of this. They're looking to do some nuke damage, some chip damage, look for an early kill, stop them if FaZe is going for an aggressive rush, maybe a force buy play. And instantly they reset into like a pretty default setup here. And now FaZe has to worry. Are they in lower B? Are they pushing mid still? What's going on? So a lot of time wasted. Yes, it's an anti-eco, but this is an example of Complexity showing that they have a lot of stuff in their binder. It's not like they pulled out all the stops to make this work. They probably have a lot of set little pieces that they are able to employ. This round is kind of like a contrast. What's Complexity been doing to FaZe? Oh, well, we see all this and that and good plays. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Well, FaZe, they have 3 players in middle. They have 1 player at B. It's Brokey. Look at the timing, 138. We talked about the timing a couple rounds ago, about 141. That's kind of like what time a person is going to be here. That's when you have to block it, because like 139, 138, that's when someone could be here. Complexity, they just walk up here for free. Why does Brokey have a smoke and an incendiary still when their teammates were trying to do this mid thing? You know, when Complexity is doing something, they're pushing B with Grim, double flash and smoke, and they're going out that way. They're blocking A. They have that flash setup at middle. But what's going on here? He could smoke B main. He could molly into E box or right outside of canals. He could bounce it off the wall right here and just leave an incendiary. Buy time for the rotate. He can do like a flash B main again and come block this with a smoke, and then he still has incendiary after that. Like there's different things he could do, but he doesn't do anything. He just lets them walk in here, and look at what happens. He's trying to spot both spots. He still has his nades. He gets completely just taken down. They're in the site. And now what does Frozen do here? Save. They just save. There's nothing they can do. They just lost it because they're not ready. Their openings aren't like a full game plan overall. It's kind of like, oh, we're going to do this mid thing. Good luck at B. I'm going to look over at this round. This is kind of like just showing kind of like a contrast again of just the openings. Look at how Complexity kind of has this full map overview of this is how we're going to do this. This stuff's going to happen at B. This is how we react at middle. You're going to block A, and then we're going to reset after this. Look at this. Noise over at B. Frozen gets his kill. Tries crossing to the other side. He already has a kill, but he's going for another one. Why? Don't know. So he gets traded, okay? Okay, what happens next? Well, while this was happening, this mid stuff was also happening here. So we're seeing mid control being done by a liege. We're seeing Frozen doing this stuff. These guys are making noise at E-box, like coming from canals as well. And then Rain's over at A main. So what is the reaction from Complexity in a situation like this? It's let's push A main. Let's go and get this kill here. So not only does Frozen go down after getting that 5-on-4, right? But he goes for more. It goes to a 4-on-4. He gets traded out. Then we go back to here. We're showing mid. We're showing canals. We're showing B. So here comes the push at A. Boom. Gets that timing. Wins that duel. And now Kerrigan, he's walking to E-box. And JT wins another duel. It's just bleeding out, bleeding out, bleeding out. Why? Because FaZe is spread too thin. They're making noise on 4 different parts of the map right now. And Complexity knows, oh, I got an isolated duel. I'm going to go take this fight. And they are winning them. Here, this is another example of an opening. A little bit different. But what's going to happen here is they're going to see, oh, hey, they're not really taking long control here. It's just one guy. So Hulzerk, after posting up, goes for these flashes and sets Grim up for this 1v1. He takes the duel on Kerrigan. It's one of those things where it's kind of like a protocol, like an open-ended thing, an if-then statement. If they're playing, passive long, then I go for op shot, they smoke us, then I flash twice for you, you go out, you take that duel on the guy that might be there by himself. It's a simple opening from Complexity. I don't think it's necessarily a counter strat, but they probably see that, hey, FaZe, sometimes they just smoke this, let Kerrigan go here by himself and just go for that duel. And you know what? It works. So we go on to the next things. What's going on in these other rounds? Well, it's timings. It's bleeding out. It's discipline. What is going on, FaZe Clan? So what's going to happen here is there's a little bit of a fight here at the start of the round. FaZe try going for a fast long. It's cleaned up pretty well by Complexity, but I want to show and focus on Grim here. So I was talking about this, that we're going to see this a lot. They're going to call the bluff. Grim just walk pushes through the smoke. He's coming all the way out long. He's coming for the backstab. He's coming for the backstab. He's just going to push through, disrespect this, catch the timing right when he turns away. Hulzerk gets the spam smoke kill on Kerrigan at the same time. So again, a little bit luck with the timings, a little bit luck with a couple things. So I'm going to show another example here. This is kind of like a round opening. This is kind of like timings being weird. JT's going for this early fight here. It's kind of scrappy. Nick X, again, he's just like, I'm just going to push through the smoke right now. Because why? Complexity's been getting away with this. They've been catching FaZe on so many timings. They've been winning some of these duels. They're keeping things really chaotic, and FaZe isn't really able to keep up with any of this stuff at all. So, you know, things are bleeding out, but still 3 versus 4. You have like the advantage here for FaZe. So what do? CXEI, his time to push, catches the timing. They don't see him, so he's coming in. He's going to get the backstab right here, right now. So he gets his free kill here. They know what's top mid. Again, Grim pushes long. A lot of timings, catching these guys off guard. Now, I talked about how sloppy FaZe is in these late rounds, about these clutches. This is an example of those clutches. 2v3 now. Brokey's low HP, Leech has some HP. The communication between the two. How are we going to play this postman? Where do we want to position? Let's play here. We don't know where they are. We're going to tuck into these corners. Okay, what's going on here? So Brokey's going to pivot. He's going to hold this. Trust the Leech to hold his closet. But look at them. Like, you can see, like, they don't know which way to look and everything. Then he's swinging. Are we fighting? Are we not? Are we peeking? Are we not? What's going to go on here? Here comes the peek. Why is the Leech peeking first? And then Brokey's 1 HP and he's close doors. So he goes down. Halzerk wins a 1v2 on a force buy like this. It's a sloppy. Like, why does a Leech need to peek up here? You know, if Halzerk peeks Brokey and then gets the kill here, and then a Leech pops up, free trade kill. But these sloppy plays are getting them. We're seeing that over and over and over and over again. So here we're moving on to the next round. It's like a long take from these guys, and then what's going to happen here is this is kind of, I just want to talk about Frozen's peak here and just bleeding out, right? Frozen, he peaks, he dies to Halzerk Scout at mid. I don't really like this peak in these situations. Your teammates were fast cat, you're 2 people B. You can't really afford to die here because now you have 1 guy B. What do these A guys do? So this is where, like, this teamwork, the second layer, it doesn't make sense for FaZe. I want to just show this. What do you do here? Do you play 2B, 2A? Do you keep the 3A, 1B? Do you go 3B, 1A? Like, do you re-clear something together? But then look at what happens. The reposition from Complexity, they're going to start moving their way down into lower B. And then this peak here. So, right, Elish gets spotted. He crouches. He's like disengaged from that, but he goes forwards again and dies, right? Bleeding out. Okay, what happens after this though? Well, Brokey's here. Well, do they know Brokey's here? They don't really know what's going on. Grim, again, disrespecting the smoke. He's going to go through it. Brokey giving away his position. He's going to molly. Then he's going to bounce a flash there. He's going to throw his smoke and swing this, right? Look at this. He swings this. He bleeds out. Grim, he's already walked through the smoke. He gets the backstab again. It's like, what is happening for FaZe that they're just bleeding out time and time again, just completely dropping the ball, getting caught on time. He's getting caught on smoke pushes. And it doesn't end there. It's not like these unlucky, unfortunate timings where they look around, look away at the wrong time, and then they get backstabbed or something like that. Like, it's the discipline factor of it too. Like, you don't need to do this, or you can call for your teammate and play together. Check this round out. This is like the easiest layup, right? So here comes a mid to B for Complexity, and here comes the defense. This is actually a really good defense. 1 doors, 1 window. They're breaking the smoke. They have 2 people that can see them here. They win the 2 kills here. It's 5 versus 3, right? There's a little bit of a fight happening from Cat to Long at the moment, but now it's like, okay, wait. They could be upper B, but there could be more mid. Why is Frozen exposed to mid and exposed to tunnels when Rain cannot cover like the positions for him? He takes first contact on both. He's gonna go for this fight, die to this mid player. Now Rain is here, trapped. What's gonna happen? Does he look sight? Does he look mid? Where does he look? So he's trying to tuck, right? This fight happens from Cat to Long. That kill happens. Kerrigan gets here at the bad timing, whiffs, gets taken out. Now Rain, he's pressured. I could die from a door push. I could die from middle. He goes for his fight. He loses this duel. And it's all falling apart because why? Discipline. Why does Frozen need to go and look for this fight right here? 5-on-3. All they have to do is stay outside the site. Why do you need to take this fight in a 5 versus 3? Who cares? They could go 3 out tunnels. You win this 5 versus 3. You still win it. You have the numbers. You have an incendiary still to make this work. Frozen has incendiary nade here, right? So these situations constantly are just the reason why this is falling apart for these guys. So I think this is another example of something that we don't really need to look at, so I'm going to skip to this thing here. These are the clutches again. So this is like, we've seen this one already, so I'm just going to skip over it. Here we go, Anubis. This is another 2 versus 2. This is Elige again here. So they have the plant on A. He's kind of like isolating this fight. Brokey's here. They don't know where the last guy is. Glock out, right? Looking for the kills here. Grenade doesn't get him. USP out, right? He's got op and USP. Again, it's instead of scout USP, it's op USP this time. What's going to happen? He's running around, missed op shot. He's getting this guy. He's getting this guy. Like, it's Elige and Brokey. They just can't play together. What is going on in these clutch situations where they can't communicate? Guess what? Guess what, guys? Brokey and Elige. This is a pistol round, second and a half. It's a retake on A. And Elige is here, trying to kind of get info on what's going on here. Where are they? Oh, spots 1. They know he's here, but they don't know where Brokey is yet. And Brokey's still rotating in. Elige, please, all you have to do is hide for 5 seconds. They're freaking out. Is he coming heaven? Is he coming camera? Are they double main? What's going on here? Wait for Brokey to get close, and now you can go out together when they're still just like trying to like peek this, peek that, and maybe you can catch them on a timing. Instead, what happens? Nope. He swings out wide, gets double swung. Now these guys are chilling. Now they know where Brokey is, and now they get to look, they're double peeking. Look. Oh. It's crazy. So do I think Complexity is going to win this rematch? Look, there's a lot of things that they're doing right with a lot of the round openings. But they were getting a lot of lucky timings. They were winning a lot of duels straight up, like pushing and just taking a 1v1 aim duel and winning them a lot of the time. And there were some sloppy clutch round situations that FaZe just did not know how to communicate and play off of each other in these 2v2 situations. Do I think that Complexity can win again? Yes. Do I think FaZe is going to play as sloppy as they did here? I don't know. But they got to really pull this together, because what the hell is going on?